Hey guys, just finished watching Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Wow, what a movie. I mean, this thing was very good. I really like this movie. I kind of prefer the first movie a little bit more than this one. But at the same time, this is still a great movie, and I definitely recommend going to see this. There's just so much that, I mean, everything was in here, down to Stanley's cameo. It was perfect, right on the T. There was so much in here that was just so cool. I mean, going into this movie, I had no idea who was going to be the villain or anything like that throughout the movie, until I figured out that, it was cool seeing all the different stuff happen with Star-Lord and him dealing with his father and meeting Russell Crowe as his stuff, and then finding out the characters who don't make it throughout this, or the character that don't make it out of this movie. That was quite interesting. And then all the 5 different hidden scenes that we got here. 5 different hidden scenes are just so good. I mean, it was awesome seeing this, and seeing Stan's cameo was just, it was perfect. A great cameo. Probably, my favorite cameo is probably Spider-Man 3 with Tobey Maguire. And then there's Age of Ultron, and then there's but I'll probably put this one over Spider-Man 3. Probably this one, Spider-Man 3, and then Age of Ultron. As in terms of Stan Lee cameos, probably Deadpool would be 4th there after that. But this one is now my favorite one. There's kind of tie with the Spider-Man one because that one is really good. Spider-Man 1 and also Age of Ultron is pretty good too, but this one is just, it takes that fan theory and it just kind of throws, and it just confirms it 100%. I just loved it. It was just amazing seeing this. Now, one of the cool things that I noticed during the credits of the movie, during the actual credits, while the credits is rolling, you got the colored in the background, you get the circles with the different characters from the movie: Groot, Rocket, Star-Lord, Drax, and all that stuff, all dancing to the music as the credits are scrolling and stuff. One of the characters that I noticed was in there looked like what's his face, Grandmaster from Thor: The Dark World, which is interesting because he wasn't even in this movie at all. So that's gonna be interesting to see if that goes anywhere. Jeff Goldblum's character, and it was kind of weird seeing him there. I was like, oh, that's Jeff Goldblum. Why is he in the credits for, not in a hidden scene, but just part of the credits for Guardians? I don't know. Maybe I just saw it wrong or something like that with the 3D-ness. Maybe I don't think I had my glasses on or something. But it just looked a bit weird. But it was cool seeing that. And I gotta talk about Stan's cameo. I gotta talk about it. So I'm just gonna talk about it here. Spoilers if you don't want to hear about Stan's cameo. He is the Watcher. He is part of the Uatu. And Uatu, I think, is the name. But it is so cool. One thing I would have added, one more line to that, is just kind of when at the end when he said, "Oh guys, come on, who's gonna give me my ride back?" type of thing. He also should have said, "Where do I go next?" That would have been cool seeing that. I'd love to hear him say, "Where do I go next?" Just to have it kind of, there's always more Stan cameos to come type thing. I love to see that, but that would have just been a little more of a icing on top, if I can nitpick for this movie. Would have been to add that line for Stan, to have him, continue saying that he's looking for more cameos type thing. I think it was really cool with this, and it was really cool seeing the different fates of the different characters. Again, like I said, I love the Stan cameo, and all the different characters that were in this. I mean, you have, you got Stallone, Kurt Russell, David Hasselhoff makes a cameo in that. That was a great cameo. Although I would have liked to have seen David Hasselhoff be a little bit longer of a cameo rather than just kind of a flash like it was. And even Stan's cameo in this was, at first I thought, oh wow, that was a fast cameo. It was really short. It was not that long, and then they extended it later on with one of the hidden scenes, which was pretty good. I'm glad that they did that rather than, because the first one, that blink of an eye, that was just kind of fast. It was like, whoa, you can miss it, So that was really cool. I was glad that it wasn't just that fast one, because I hate when they do it too short of a Stan cameo. I like the longer ones, kind of like in Spider-Man 3 or Age of Ultron, which is nice and long Stan cameo type thing. It's almost 2 scenes. There's probably like a break in between it, so that's kind of cool to see that. So it was definitely all a great movie. I love the end, different scenes with Groot. Surprised that Groot didn't get grow bigger in this movie, but he does later on at the end of the movie. So that's kind of cool, setting this up, since we did hear, I think I remember Vin Diesel has gone on to say that Groot and Hulk will to face off at some point in the near future. So that's going to be pretty interesting to see that in Infinity War, and it's nice that they set that up by having him grow at the end in that end hidden scene. So that's really going to be fun to see where this goes. And it was kind of disappointing seeing, I guess I'm going to try not to spoil it, but seeing the one who died and stuff like this, and quite interesting. I mean, also having Yondu in this, even seeing his long fin in here was pretty cool, and hearing him use his whistle and thing was pretty epic. It was a great, cool thing to see. To see that, since he was actually part of, Yondu is the only character in this movie that is part of the original Guardians team when the team was first created in the comic book. So that was pretty cool seeing that. Definitely was a really cool thing. I think also it was really cool seeing, I think who else was supposed to be in this? Michael Rosenbaum, who played Lex Luthor on Smallville, was actually in this. Not entirely sure who he played, but I'm pretty sure he played one of the crystal guys who hangs out with Stallone's character. So that's going to be cool to see Stallone continuing on after his thing and seeing Stallone next. Probably I think he's supposed to be set to be in Infinity War, so that's going to be fun to see that. And also it's going to be interesting to see what happens with Nebula in Infinity War. I think that's really going to be a fun thing to see, and I definitely can't wait to see Spider-Man next. So the next movie probably is going to be Wonder Woman, then Spider-Man. Then I think that's it until Thor comes out, unless there's something else coming out. There'll probably be Inhumans. There was a great Inhumans trailer that aired before Guardians. So going to be looking for that online, maybe doing another reaction to that. So yeah, all in all, it's a great movie. Definitely recommend going to see it. Check it out. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Peace.
You're still here.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, guys. Peace.
It's over.